Hytale is a game that exists in an incredibly weird state for me right now. A bit of context for those who don't know, Hytale is a game created by Hypixel, one of the most notable Minecraft servers ever. Back in 2015, they dropped a trailer showing off modding, a full RPG adventure mode, and official minigames on par with the original Hypixel server. Quickly, this became one of the most successful game trailers and broke the internet. Excitement was brewing, everybody was making YouTube videos, it seemed like Hytale was going to be the Minecraft killer. And then it got delayed. So Hytale got delayed, but that's like fine. It's still almost done. Look how plush the trailer is. Wait, sorry, one sec. I gotta take this. It what? In 2020, Riot Games would go on to buy Hytale. Riot Games ended up wanting to rebuild the game from scratch in a new engine with a new language years into development. Hytale quickly was split into being viewed in simple terms as the new engine and the old engine. All the technical blog posts over the past years were null and void, and it was hard to tell what Hytale was even shaping up to be. This all put Hytale into an insanely long development hell no one thought they would escape. It was not a good time to be a Hytale fan. And in 2025, Hypixel Studios announced that Hytale is being cancelled, and the years of work across so many people would never see the light of day. When everyone finally gave up and started moving on, an insane chain of events that is too long to get into in this video led to the original creator, Simon Hypixel, buying back Hytale from Riot in an unheard of acquisition. And finally in 2026, the game came out to early access. So you may be wondering, why am I telling you all this? Well, Hytale released in a pretty rough state with a lot of features being cut so they could release it as fast as possible to quote, break the curse. Despite its early access nature, the game is fun. The game feels clean, combat is diverse and interesting with a lot of new ideas. There are a ton of quality of life tweaks that make exploring feel pretty streamlined. And every aspect of Hytale feels like you can tell it was made by a team who has spent decades making server plugins for Minecraft. While this does lead to some weirdness, like client-side modding being incredibly limited at the moment, the game does feel very streamlined, like you join any server and instantly have whatever modded content it's running download to your client. In the most recent updates, they added an amazing event system where you can define trigger zones to make any custom functionality happen. Overall, Hytale is really good for modding, has a really interesting idea, and is generally just fun. So the main question is, why have I not been playing it much? The truth is, the game is still very early feeling. The past few updates outside of adding small things like dinosaurs haven't been particularly content focused. Hytale's been incredibly focused on rebuilding its base tech to make a stable foundation that everything else is going to be built on top of. The current actual game you can rip through all its content in a few days. And there just isn't currently enough naturally interacting mechanics to keep me engaged outside of modding. But it has been announced very soon we will be getting news on what they're calling the first chapter. Fleshing out the adventure mode will be massive for giving Hytale a core identity, as currently in exploration mode, the world feels kind of like a vague shell of what it's supposed to be. While it's easy to compare Hytale and Minecraft because they do objectively share a lot of DNA, I think Hytale thrives when it plays closer to Terraria, having a focus on constantly looting, upgrading, and adventuring. Hytale lacks a lot of survival mechanics Minecraft has, like hunger, which honestly I consider a huge benefit to putting the focus on adventuring first. Additionally, the eventual official minigames are a huge reason I think I will consistently return to the game. Hypixel has managed to release some of the highest quality Minecraft minigames, with modes like Skyblock and Bed Wars becoming their own content niches. I'm incredibly excited to see what the Hypixel team can do without the constraints of a decade-old version of Minecraft. Overall, I think Hytale has succeeded in planting its roots to become something great, but the game needs more time to cook before it's really something I can sink hundreds of hours into. I'm very glad the game has opted to develop in public despite its early state, allowing players to shape its future, as trying to develop in secret has again and again proven to not work out for Hytale. Anywho, thanks for listening to my rambles. This is Lizard.